Hello everyone, it's Dylan from Yugioh Everything, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh video. And this is going to be a pretty crazy one because, well, in 3 or 4 days, this video has no watch value. But until then, this video hopefully has a decent amount of watch value as we go over some rumors and some things that we can maybe expect at this year's upcoming Jump Festa. For those of you that don't know what Jump Festa is, it is an annual party that is held in Japan every single year, sponsored by Shueisha, which publishes Shonen Jump, V-Jump, Psycho Jump, and a lot of different anime make big announcements at this event, including Yu-Gi-Oh! If a new Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime is going to get announced, it's going to be at this event. If a new Yu-Gi-Oh! Video game is going to get announced, good chance it's going to be at this event. If a new mechanic is coming to the game, it's going to be announced at this event. So Jump Festa is Saturday and Sunday morning this upcoming weekend, and you can do some time conversions, but basically this is the day one schedule for Jump Festa. That opening of 9:15 a.m. on Saturday morning translates to roughly about 7:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4:15 p.m. if you live on the west coast of the United States, and of course you can do the time conversions to whatever time zone you may be living in. And I want to go over some really interesting rumors and some things that I believe we are going to see at this year's Jump Festa. So first and foremost, I think it's almost definitely a guarantee that this opening segment will be a dedication and a tribute to Kazuki Takahashi. For those of you that might not be aware, Kazuki Takahashi is the game's creator, the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh!, who tragically passed away as a hero a few months ago in what is just... it really just took a lot of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community, and I think a lot of the anime world, and a lot of the world in general, just by complete shock. You know, not going to go too into it, but he absolutely died a hero. And we, as Yu-Gi-Oh! Fans, owe him a lot, if not everything, for creating this game, for creating this manga, 20, 25 years ago. And he is truly missed, and I'm sure there will be a very heartwarming and heartfelt tribute to him, as there 100% should be. So on to a more speculative talking point, and a lot of these will be speculative talking points, and that is, it's year number 3. And what I mean by that is every 3 years, we get a new mechanic or a board change when it comes to the OCG and TCG. 3 years ago, we got the new Master Rule, which allowed you to summon any extra deck monsters anywhere on the field. You did not need to have those extra deck monsters point to zones that your Link monsters pointed to, which was, I think, a very good move. 3 years before that, we got the introduction of Links. 9 years ago, Pendulums. 12 years ago, XZs. 15 years ago, geez, Synchros. That's how long it's been. And so for the last decade and a half, Yu-Gi-Oh! Has this tradition of introducing a new mechanic or a new board, if you will, to the main game. There's no longer an anime, and there hasn't been now for 3 years, that has coincided with the Master Rule. So some people are saying, well, because of that, it means that we're definitely not getting a new mechanic. We don't need a new mechanic. And then there's other people saying, no, well, let's see what they got. Let's let them put in the new mechanic here, and we'll see what it is. I don't know if the game really needs a new mechanic, personally. I think it's probably in an okay spot right now, but it's definitely going to be a big talking point heading into this event. It already has been. Will the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! In 2 days change forever like it has every 3 years at Jump Festa? That is a massive thing that we will be following for sure as the event airs. A couple of other things to expect. Expect news on your favorite games, whether it's Master Duel, whether it's Duel Links. You are going to get a lot of news and probably some updates that are coming to those games in the near future, which is really cool. Master Duel has actually replaced Cross Duel on the Jump Festa main stage. That was first reported, or at least I first saw it from It's Brad as HD, a very famous Duel Links and video game YouTuber, and I'm showing his tweet right here. Probably not a good sign for Cross Duel. I personally have not played Cross Duel yet because BlueStacks, I've heard it's not even worth trying to run on BlueStacks, and as far as I know, it's not available on Steam. So until it comes out on Steam, I don't know if I'll ever really be trying it out, but I've heard the game is incredibly buggy and glitchy, and it has an interesting concept, but hasn't really grabbed people, I think, like Konami was hoping it would. So Master Duel replacing Cross Duel, not really surprising, but probably not a good sign for the Cross Duel game. That being said, there will definitely be a lot of news, I'm sure, for Cross Duel and for all your Yu-Gi-Oh! Video games. But now, ladies and gentlemen, on to why most of you are probably here. Most of you are probably here watching my channel, watching this video, because you are into the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. Right now, we have Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush airing. Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush will be hitting year 1 in April. So it is in its first year of running. And I've seen a few people talk about how we might be getting Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 announced at this year's Jump Festa. Well, I would be very surprised by that. And I feel like every time Jump Festa rolls around, even back when Arc 5 was airing, I would have to make a little bit of a disclaimer here. I'm not expecting Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush to be a one-year Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. Now, I will say this. It's not impossible. It's not nearly as impossible as I thought it would have been a few years ago, right? The days of 3-year Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime are gone. They're completely gone. We had a good run there. 5Ds, Arc 5, Zexal. I know I went out of order. Vrains was only 2.5 years. Probably should have been 3, but didn't make it for whatever reason. And then 7s was shockingly only 2 years. It didn't make that 3-year gap, or that 3-year mark. So is it possible that Go Rush maybe ends up being a 52-episode anime? It only goes 1 year, and we get Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 or a new Yu-Gi-Oh! Series or IP that starts in April of 2023? It's more possible now than it's ever been in the past. I don't think it's likely. I'm definitely not expecting that to be the case, but Go Rush, if you're watching it, is approaching a really massive finale duel here to end the 3rd arc, and it does almost feel like this should be the season finale. Obviously, it's not, but could I see this show wrapping up in 15 episodes? I mean, I guess, right? If the 4th arc is going to be about the war on Velgears, and they solve it, and you know, the whole Yuga situation is resolved, and then we get to present time in 7s. I mean, I guess Go Rush could be a 1-year show. I don't really think it's likely, but it's not as impossible, and I'm not putting it off to the side as hard as I would in previous years. So, Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 being announced here, I'd say it's probably about a 10% chance, but it's definitely higher than I would have said maybe, 5 years ago if it wasn't on that 3-year time period, because you just don't know with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime anymore. A lot of people have talked about maybe getting a lore anime. We know we got a Yu-Gi-Oh! Lore manga. I know they started with Sky Striker. Could we get a 12, 13 episode anime that focuses on different lores and different backstories of the various Yu-Gi-Oh! Archetypes? Maybe. I don't think that they're going to do that just yet. I think that's something that maybe they would tackle down the road, because I don't know how they would sell the card game and incorporate that in a lore and more story-based anime without dueling, so I probably am more skeptical on that, but it is something that people are talking about because they did the lore manga, so you just never know. And then finally, something that I think is actually a decent possibility. I'd put it at like 30-70, leaning more towards it doesn't happen, but I think it's up there, is we get a Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie announcement. 2004, Pyramid of Light. 2010, Bonds Beyond Time. 2016, Dark Side of Dimensions. 2022, absolutely nothing. And I know this story really concluded very well with Dark Side of Dimensions, but with what they've been doing in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, I personally have been feeling like that's been leading up to a potential movie announcement where you can have this crazy multiverse show thanks to the creation of Duel Links and the story that's been going on in Duel Links, and it's very easy to explain to the viewer and anyone who's been watching the game, and that way you could still have your original cast like Yugi, Joey, Kaiba, and you could also mix in Yusaku, Blue Maiden, Yuya, Yuma. I mean, anyone you wanted. Would it be bloated? Absolutely. Would it be awesome? Most likely, yes. A Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie announcement here would be incredible, and I don't think it's a complete 0% shot in the dark. I think a Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie is the best chance we have of seeing a Master Rule anime in the near future, or a Master Rule program in the near future. I think Rush Duel, it's always felt trilogy to me. I think Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 will be Rush Duel focused as well. And then Yu-Gi-Oh! 10, who really knows? But obviously we are still probably a year away from Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 even being announced. So do we get the announcement that a movie is in the works? Maybe also in honor of Kazuki Takahashi as well, like a big multiverse movie. I think that would be really, really touching, and I think it would be super, super cool. So we'll keep our hopes out for that. But guys, let me know all your thoughts on Jump Festa. You got to put it in quickly because, again, after Jump Festa, this video, woo, worthless. But we'll see what happens and what doesn't happen. I will be live from about 8 p.m. Eastern time till 4 a.m. covering everything from day one, because if we're going to get a Yu-Gi-Oh anime announcement, it's going to be day one, or a Yu-Gi-Oh movie announcement, it'll be day one. But guys, let me know all your thoughts on this down below. I am so freaking excited for this event, like I always am. Thank you so much for watching. A special thank you to my Platinum tier patron, Panther J, to my Diamond tier patrons, Latrell Smith and Jesse Woods, and to my Egyptian God tier patron, Pink Penguin. Thank you to everyone who supports me on Patreon and whoever is a YouTube channel member. You guys help me out so, so much. And if you want some exclusive channel perks, definitely check out both of those sites and features. Be sure to check out my channel for more Yu-Gi-Oh anime content. And until next time, I hope you have an amazing day. Take care, guys.